New hint for the August Dokkan Fest exclusive. But who could it be? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. We have the next hint for the upcoming August Dokkan Fest exclusive as we close out this year's Transcendent Dokkan campaign leading into the next major celebration, the GDC campaign. And in this video, we're going to break down what this hint means, who it could be, and what it means for the coming August celebration leading into GDC. So let's go ahead and let's hop on in. So as we know, these hints tend to be pretty on the nose, and this one couldn't be more obvious if it tried. We have a white background, 3 bars, 1 pink, 1 green, 1 maroon-ish, right? Well, this is none other than the key art from the Dragon Ball Daima miniseries, given out as wallpaper for us. It's also the major key art for the series, and you can see here white background and the same 3 colors representing the 3 demon realms, right? Maroon, greenish, or reddish, whatever, greenish, and then pink down here at the bottom. I'd say that this is the most obvious hint they could have given. These tend to be on the nose, but this one is incredibly obvious. So it looks like Dragon Ball Daima might be the August celebration, and we'll get into who it could be because there's still a little bit of debate on who it could be. But there is one other option I wanted to point out here, and this is a bit of a stretch. So I mean, if Dokkan was really trying to throw a red herring out there for us, they could definitely do something like this here. But I do see a possibility of a Ribrianne. You get a lot of the same stuff here, right? With Ribrianne, you get, right, we have the pink, right? Her little under poof thing there, her leggings, I guess. I don't know what that's called. It's not her underwear. I don't know what it is. But yeah, so you've got that. Right, you've got the green on the bottom of her dress, and then the reddish, maroonish for her actually the rest of the dress. It's a bit of a stretch, but we'll see why this also works if this is a possibility here in a second. So I wanted to point those 2 out. So let's start by breaking down Daima, right? Daima kind of makes sense if this is the next release, not only is because it makes the most sense given the hint, but also Daima was the category introduced during the 11th anniversary. And as we know, anniversary, when it tends to introduce a new category, it tends to get buffed throughout the year. Now, granted, this category got majorly buffed all throughout last year. It does stand to reason that it might receive 1 or 2 new buffs throughout this year, right? And since we haven't touched on it since anniversary, it makes sense we would get a new character. Now, the question is, who could it be? We've already gotten the major hype characters. We've got Super Saiyan 4 Goku, adult. We've got mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. We've got mini Vegeta. We've got adult Vegeta. We've got Goma. We've got the Tamagamis. Granted, they're free to play. We've got Do and Ku. Granted, they're free to play. We've got 2 iterations of Glorio, Piccolo, and even Goku as a Super Saiyan. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious there is one glaring omission. And that is the Super Saiyan Mini Goku. Obviously, right, this would actually make a lot of sense because, you know, Legends and Dokkans tend to do similar releases. And seeing as Legends just released this guy not too long ago as their new Legend rarity, their new LR rarity, it seems likely that we could get him introduced as a TUR, although I would admit that would be kind of lame if they got him as an LR and we only get him as a TUR, but I mean, that's besides the point. I doubt this is going to be an LR like last year, since last year that was only specifically tied to the fact that they extended GDC, and I don't think they're obviously doing that with TDC, so I imagine this is just your standard August Dokkan Fest exclusive. Regardless, this seems like a very likely scenario. If they wanted to do something really interesting, instead of just keeping him a regular Dokkan Fest exclusive Goku by himself, they wanted to tie in some other things. He could have like unit supers with Do and Ku, Piccolo, Glorio, or even Vegeta. they tend to do some kind of crazy stuff like that with the August Dokkan Fest. Remember, Roshi had a unit super. Not Roshi. Pan had a unit super. Correction. Pan had a unit super with Giru, GT Goku, Trunks. So they could do something like that. They could also do a tag Do and Goku, right? With Goku maybe having an active skill attack where he goes Super Saiyan 4 and Do rather has an active skill that where he goes into super mimics Super Saiyan 3. There's some stuff they could do here, though I don't know if we're ready for a tag monthly 2R yet. We did get tag 2Rs for New Year's, but I don't think I don't know if we're ready to get one as a monthly TUR just yet, considering it was just introduced last year. But we'll see. Regardless, those are some of the options. Another option also is Dr. Arinsu, same thing with some unit supers, maybe, right? Having Do or Ku be her attackers instead of actually attacking herself. Correction. Yeah, Roshi did have a unit super. I was going to bring this up here in a second. They could do Dr. Arinsu here. Though I do think if they end up doing her, she's probably more likely going to show up on this Peppy Gals banner. After all, the Peppy Gals tend to be somewhat, at least one of them, tend to be somewhat tangentially related to the August Dokkan Fest exclusive, right? Last year with Videl, she was on Gohan's lead with his Defenders of Justice lead. The year before, we had, right, what was it? Mai and Coquette. Coquette was on, or Mai was on, right? It was actually Mai this time. Mai was on Roshi's lead. Technically, they were both on Roshi's lead, but Mai specifically was more equated to Dragon Ball Saga, right? Dragon Ball Seekers or Bond of Friendship rather for Chilai with Pan. It's pretty consistent that they're somewhat tangentially related. So with that said, right, the big question is, how does this work, right? If it is Daima, who could our Easy A's be? What is the theme of the celebration going to be besides Daima? Because there's no Daima Easy A's we can use, right? Well, if we take a look at the upcoming Easy A's, and thanks to Masaka's post here, we can say that there's a couple different things. Obviously, Frieza, still out of the question, way in limbo here. And I don't think Tapion and Minosha or Goku and Piccolo work, although, right, you could make an argument for Goku and Piccolo if they decide to focus on full power, but that would seem strange for a monthly celebration to be full power. And also, right, there's a major full power LR kind of in the waiting with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, so I don't think that's it. And we don't even know if Super Saiyan 3 Mini Goku would be on full power. Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku is, but I don't know if they would put Super Saiyan 3 Mini Goku on there. So I think they're kind of out of the question, though maybe if they decide to do that. So fast forward, right? Nothing from 2022, but then we get into 2023, and there is one major thing that works with the potential Daima celebration, and that is the LR Bulma. You see, if they tie it into Dragon Ball Seekers, this works, right? Because then she could buff not only Power of Wishes with the 11th anniversary, but she could buff Dragon Ball Seekers, which the Daima units are on. So this works. This also works because then she ties into the Peppy Gals banner, which if you want to really kind of incentivize that Peppy Gals banner this year, you put LR Bulma featured on there, knowing she's getting an Easy A with whoever else is going to be featured. they could do something like that. This also makes a little bit of sense too when we consider that she was featured on the thumbnail for the Dragon Ball Battle watch party, which is in the lead up to, right, this is on the 28th of August, where they will talk about the GDC LRs, right? Makes sense that she could be here if she's going to be getting an easy A during the Pepe Gale celebration as the and tie into the major easy A. It sort of bridges the two celebrations together. Could be, right? Another option is, right, if it's not that, if it's not Daima, and it is in fact my other theory of Ribrianne, then they could just easy A the Tech Ribrianne trio here as well. And then that would also give a new Ribrianne a potential partner, as well as doing the same as with Bulma, bridging the potential gap there. So though, again, as I said earlier, I do think that that is less likely of a scenario. I think this is pretty on the nose for what it is. But I wanted to put that out there. Now, as far as when this is all going to take down, whether it is, you know, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, whether it's a new Daima character yet to be represented, right? Like, I mean, it's even possible we could get someone like Supreme Kai. We do have this card and animation in the game as a boss, but it's possible they could just make him a new card as well. But regardless, whoever it's going to be, whatever it's going to be, it will be occurring probably around, it's currently the 25th, the hint released on the 24th. It is Saturday, so I could see them dropping the details on Sunday, the 26th, and that would put us with a release on the 28th, which is Tuesday, and that actually kind of lines up with the ending of the sales and the Elder Kai banner, right? Where's the Elder Kai banner? 29th. Okay, so it's possible it might push to the 29th to coincide with the new Elder Kai banner. Regardless, this is when it's going to happen. So honestly, I kind of hope we are correct here that it is Daima, right? It'd be kind of nice to have some decently hype birthday summons if it ends up being mini Super Saiyan 3 Goku. If it ends up being Ribrianne, it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, we're going to need to get one eventually, especially if they want to make a decent setup for the Tech Trio when they EZA, so wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, although mini Super Saiyan 3 Goku would be a nice little hype thing right before GDC. But you know, if you really want to give players a break, you drop Ribrianne right now. But we know that's not what they do, right? So, guys, that is it for our video. That is what we think the hint represents. Daima seems very likely here, but why don't you guys go ahead and let us know who you think it could be in the comments down below. Do you think it's going to be Super Saiyan 3 Goku? Do you think it might be Do or Ku, right? Maybe as a tag unit? Do you think it might be Arinsu or Nahare? What do you guys think? And let us know in the comments down below. So guys, that's it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And like I said in the comments, let us know who you think this hint represents. And if nothing else, guys, thanks for watching and aloha.